welcome to the first episode of TheWizzaHands. So, my name's Remy, from Australia, currently residing in Melbourne. It's much better than Sydney. Look, I wanted to just start a podcast. Fuck man, I really don't know where this is going to go, if it's going to go anywhere, but I've just been thinking about it a lot last year or so. Had no real presence of what I want to do for the show itself. I was thinking of calling it Remedies Ramblers or something, because to be honest, I'm just going to ramble about a lot of shit. To the people out there that do know me, yeah, I talk a lot of shit, and I don't have the most knowledgeable background on a lot of stuff, so don't 100% quote me on a lot of the shit that I will be talking about over the next few episodes. I don't know how many I'm gonna do, but we're gonna at least start with 5. I think it's really important to do stuff like this, even if you don't get a lot of listeners on the podcast itself. For people like me, I think it's important to have kind of a pathway to get what you're feeling, or things that you don't entirely understand written down, so you want to talk about it out there to the world, even if no one listens. I really can't be fucked writing a diary or a journal, journal. Gotta write those journals. So I have a lot of thoughts in my very unintellectual, fucked up mind, and they drive me a bit crazy. I have no real people I can talk to about them. I left all my friends back in New South Wales about a year and a half ago. So I'm down here at the moment, get my life back together. Maybe I'll touch on that in either this episode or another one. I don't really know. But basically what I want to do here is just talk about some stuff that is on my mind. I'm going to eventually open up to have listeners ask me questions and ask me to talk about specific things. It's going to be a huge range of stuff that I'm going to talk about. So from politics to music to war to sex to drugs, rock and roll. Going across those things, a lot of it's just going to be random thoughts that I'm just going to spit out there. I'm going to repeat the fuck out of myself, so I am sorry for anyone out there that would actually listen to this. So basically by this intro, you can kind of get a gist that I do not know what the fuck I'm doing at all. Is me sitting in a very messy room with a H4n Zoom, and I'm just gonna be talking about shit. So, fuck. What's up with this Nipsey Hussle death? Hey, it was funny enough. That's not funny. This is funny. So for the last year or so, every major death in my life to do with celebrities, artists, whatever, has been broken to me about 2 minutes after I've woken up. And if you do know me, you know it takes about 5 hours for me to wake up, no matter what time of day. By my mother. My mother has shattered my dreams multiple times this year. And I don't mean this year as in 2019. I mean this year in the last 12 months. Time is just a figment of your imagination. So I was pretty bummed this morning. I'm not a huge fan of Nipsey Hussle. I think his music inspired a lot of artists out there today. I feel like he had a huge connection in the industry with a lot of top tier artists out there. I basically got into him listening through Belly. I love Belly. I think he's a great artist. Shout out to Belly, XO. Fuck that shit, whatever. Yeah, so when I heard that, I was just devastated for Belly, even though, fuck man, I don't even know the dude. I don't even know how close they were. I'm assuming pretty close. He seemed pretty devastated by it. But yeah, so like that was my first thought, was like, fuck man, poor Belly. Something you will get to know about me is I'm very empathetic. I tend to get very emotional about other people's problems more so than myself. My own? Yes, my own. My own problems is myself. So yeah, fuck man, that guy was just it's just devastating when you hear this stuff. Like, alright, like Triple X when he got murdered. I do not like his music. I don't like a lot of stuff he stood for. You can say whatever you want. He's a domestic abuser. Was a domestic abuser. He was young, fucked up, drug head. Got thrown into a life of stardom. You could see how quickly it went to his head. I think he had some great views on things, and I felt terrible for his family, but also that was thrown at me by my mother early in the morning, not long after I'd woken up. These artists out there today, and I don't think it's to do with like hip hop, these gangsters killing each other and stuff. I think it's that these people have grown up in a pretty dark upbringing and culture, especially in America. American hip hop artists a lot of the time come from pretty low income areas that we would call the ghetto. In the ghetto, drug fueled, violence fueled, abuse. Yeah, man, like, I think it has to do with that they're very open about their aggression and hate towards people. They say certain things because it rhymes with the syllables that they're using without really taking into consideration what the outcome of that could be. Sadly, I think Triple X was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nipsey Hussle, though, seems to me, and let's just get this out there now, that I like conspiracy. I like conspiracy theories, but I wouldn't say so much I'm a conspiracy theorist. I like to understand both sides of an argument, and a lot of the time I get bored with it, so I give up, and I'm just left with like two sides of a broken story. So I saw this thing that Nipsey Hussle was putting together a documentary to do with a man back, I think it was 1965, some spiritual dude that supposedly cured AIDS, I think it was. As I said, don't quote me 100% on a lot of the stuff. Check it out though. Supposedly is putting together a documentary on this man that said he could cure AIDS, who allegedly was killed by the American government. And I'm pretty sure that was due to be finished soon. So there is straight up a conspiracy theory that he was killed by the American government because he was going to release information that they did not want in the hands of everyday people. And I'm sure there's like a lot of people out there that would straight up just be like, oh, that's bullshit. And I think you're an idiot, even if it is, right? Like straight up. And I don't mean you're an idiot. You're just obviously blind to the facts of what the American government and every other government out there has been capable since the beginning of history. Like, fuck, look at the Bible. I'm not shitting on religion there. I'm shitting on the white men that wrote that Bible. But anyway, that's a totally different topic that I don't really feel like getting into right now. But if you look back, there has been multiple times that the American government has put their hands in the honey jar, if that's the right, put a hand in the honey jar, cookie jar. I wish I had like a bowl of fucking Girl Scout cookies right now. Smoke that shit. Anyway, this is what I mean. I ramble, man. So if you are a denier that the American government is capable of assassinating people that either are kind of whistleblowing on something that they've done, or just someone that's ahead of their time in what they're up to. Like the man that invented the electric car most likely was killed by the CIA. There was another man that said that he had created some sort of particle laser beam or something that could burn the cells that cancer causes. So he disappeared not long after this. I don't want to keep saying the CIA. Most likely the CIA contacted him. And yeah, that's just 2 out of probably hundreds of thousands of times the American government has caused people to die. So when I first saw that, I was like, get fucked. But you know what? I wouldn't entirely say that it's not possible. It's definitely possible. I think it's just very sad. There's a lot of people out there mourning today. And I definitely feel for them. I have a lot of friends that love Nipsey Hussle. And yeah, so shout out to Nipsey. Go check out his music. You might like it, you might not. Either way, he was doing what he loved and gunned down. 33 years old. It's just devastating. The people that are close to him would just be devastated. It's not, when something like this happens, it's not like losing someone because of a car accident or cancer or something. It's something that's like possible in your mind that could happen to the people that you love. Like, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm from Australia. Our gun laws are like fucking crazy good here. We don't have people just like shooting people all the time. Like, we have shootings, don't get me wrong, but like, man, it's very minimal, and we don't have like mass shootings. I think we've had like 3 in the history of Australia, not including the mass genocide of the natives here. So like, I think we're going pretty good. But like in America, yes, it is likely that you could be shot in certain situations. But for celebrities, for people in the spotlight, for artists, like, it's not, I don't think it's something that their close, like, loved ones would consider would happen. So I think this would be very traumatizing to a lot of people today, and probably for a very select group of those people for the rest of their lives. And yeah, my heart goes out to all of them. But anyway, sorry for putting a downer on the first podcast that we got here. First, not even 15 minutes, and I'm already just like rambling about the murder of like some dude that I'm not even like a huge fan of. Yeah. So lately, I've been doing a lot of looking into psychedelics and like psilocybins, LSD. Fuck, man, I'm so bad at names of things. Like, this is just gonna get out of hand. Might have to look this shit up at some point. I probably should like write a list of things that I want to talk about with like some pointers of information. Yeah, I'll do that for the next one. But for now, this is basically just like an introduction. So, anyone out there that's not from Australia, fuck, man, you have to come check this place out. Like, this place is amazing, right? So, yeah, come check it out. We are not as fucked up as majority of other countries out there, even though I do not agree with like all of our political system. Anyway, yeah, so currently I'm in the process of recording an album. It's a hip-hop album. I don't like to say it's a hip-hop album, or that I make hip-hop music. So, because I'm definitely not an artist. I don't count myself as an artist. I do this more for fun. As I said, I don't have the ability to like write a journal or a diary. So I've always found writing lyrics was like my way to express myself. I've been writing lyrics since I was about 12. Just all random shit. Mainly back then, it was like a lot of like heavy metal and emo vocal shit. And as I grew older, it became more hip hop and rap and a couple like blues, rock songs and stuff. I don't play instruments, by the way. The whole album that I'm recording at the moment is being completely produced, mixed, and mastered by the one and only Hanoi God, the number one Vietnamese, Big Vu. If you don't know Big Vu, go check him out. Fucking funny dude, man. Follow him on Instagram, Big Vu. It's BIGGVU. He's a classic guy, and if you ever get the chance to meet him, fuck, man, you're a special person, because that dude is a crack up. So yeah, shout out to Big for putting together this album and my last release, which is called Sedatives. It's by Remedy, so REMI-D. It's on all major platforms. As I said, I'm not an artist, so like if you do listen to it, I won't be offended if you don't like it, because I listen to it and a lot of the times I don't like it. But it's fun. I had fun doing it, and yeah, it was a way to express myself. I'd been making music since I was about 15. I was in a like a cover band of like post-hardcore emo alternative music back in high school. I was playing bass. I was terrible at playing bass. Band broke up. I ended up getting into vocal screaming, which I'm so glad I don't do anymore, because that shit fucked my voice and my throat. I wasn't doing it from like my diaphragm and stomach muscles and shit. I was just screaming from my throat. No, yeah, that wasn't good. But that was called Stubby No. That was fun. I had a lot of fun times doing that, even though we didn't get anything recorded. I don't even think we put together a proper song. Did a couple of side things. I was in like a band called Nympho Spebek. Spebek is kebabs backwards. That was a 3-piece of me on vocals, my friend on vocals, and my other friend doing all the instruments. That was like 1 or 2 weekends worth of a band. Anyway, I'm going off track. So yeah, I was in Wollongong in New South Wales. I put together an experimental hip hop group called BKE. It stands for Blunts, Kush, Endo. We were a Pro 420 hip hop group, just making random music. It started my mate Peter Landau, Prototype Petey, PROTO. He's an amazing amazing vocalist, amazing hip hop artist. Didn't really have a path into music properly, so I said to him, would it be better if like I helped him? We crossed ideas about me managing him and stuff, and I ended up just like asking him what the go was. And at that time, this is like going, what was it now, 2019, so like 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago. He wasn't entirely confident to go perform at that time. So yeah, I said to him, why don't me and him do like a duo hip hop group and fuck around and just like build up his confidence, build up his knowledge and stuff, get some networking going on. And we had friend Sam Bowker, he's my old business partner for Nomadic Sounds Australia, which is like a mobile recording thingy-majig. We used to go to like venues and gigs and stuff and like film and audio record their sets. We'd put on a couple of gigs and whatnot. He ended up just saying like he'll help us record. He had like a bit of a home studio at that point. He started fucking around with Cubase a little bit and just like making beats and whatnot. So we ended up just inviting him in. So I was Blunts, Petey was Kush, and Sam was Endo. It was kind of a joke there. If you know what Endo is, it's like the tip of the crown. But it was like you need dough to buy Kush, and you need Kush to roll blunts. So it was like blunts, then Kush, and dough, but it was Endo. It was so stupid. It was so stoned. So yeah, that's how that came around. Yeah, we're just making like fucking shitty low quality hip hop beats on Cubase and just making music. It was fucking so fun. So disorganized, but so fun. We got an EP out. It's the only thing we ever properly released. It's called Trigger Warning. Check it out. It's on Spotify. The best thing about that project is the album cover, and if you do go check it out, you'll know what I mean. It's kind of a letdown seeing like something that well designed and then listening to the music on it. But So Lost is a good track. That meant a lot to us doing that track. So yeah, check out So Lost by Blunts Kush Endo on Spotify. Fuck, I don't remember. Okay, yeah. Shit, I'm not even stoned. It's just had a long day at work, and it's like 1 a.m. I'm kind of nervous about doing this. I've just been sitting procrastinating about it for so long. But yeah, so that happened. During that time, me and Sam started our business. We ran it for about a year prior to me going to Sydney. So we didn't make money. I think we spent like 5 times more money than we made, but it was more about the experience than anything. I was managing it. I didn't have like a history in managing and stuff, so I decided to go to study and learn the shit that I needed to know to make the dough. Went to the Australian Institute of Music in Sydney, which is where I met Big, day one motherfucker. He straight up looked at me and was like, this motherfucker likes strange music. And I was like, damn, you got me there. He's like, I'm the Australian Ritz. And I was like, bro, my friends have been saying that for so long, and I cannot rap like that motherfucker. So I was always a bit let down by that. But yeah, so me and Big met. I started making music with Jackson Grant. He goes by Cherry Earhart, like fucking Amelia Earhart. I think it's Earhart. Amelia Earhart, I think. So yeah, it's Cherry, CHERRY, space, Earhart, EARHRT. Now, this dude is a great singer. He's released an EP. I think it's the Metalhead EP. Yeah, Metalhead EP. It's nothing to do with metal music. It's not hip hop at all. It's more like acoustic, folky, punk-esque. Like, fuck. It's great sound. Reminds me of like Living End with like Johnny Cash with like Green Day. So good. Love that dude's music. Check him out. He's great. If you don't like hip hop, at least check out Cherry Earhart. Yeah, so we started making music together in 2016 after we started going to uni. Nothing really took off for a while. I think it was about a year in. We may have released our first song. We didn't even. I don't think I've released a song with Big and Jackson. Anyway, so yeah, Jackson's on my Sedatives EP. He does the hook on Turn It Up. Or Turn Up. Yeah, hook on Turn Up. And he does the hook on Terrors. Yeah, does the hook on Terrors. Did amazing work. Put me to shame on those tracks. So it was pretty. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. Just go listen to it. And yeah, so we put together a label, independent label, just called Run Records, RUN, not Ron Records. We haven't done much through it. We got me, Remedy, Big Vu, which is big as an artist, Cherry Earhart, Becca. Check out Becca, Beqa. And I could never pronounce it. I think it's Wahoozy, Shubi. Man, those two boys are from Ulladulla. That's where Jackson's from as well. They're funny cunts. I think that's like the whole importance of this thing is that like we're just having fun, trying to live our lives. We're not focused on it too much. Cherry, on the other hand, like Jackson, he's taking it seriously. He's touring and doing radio interviews and getting blog shit done. It's great. I reckon his next tour is going to be great. Big's doing amazing work, but he's also an international visa holder, so we're trying to crack down on the business side of things at the moment more than anything. But he's always releasing music. Amazing producer. Yeah, so I think about a month into uni in 2016, I put on my own hip-hop show in Wollongong. Did alright. Petey was the headliner, like Proto. Kush. That was great. Freestyled majority of it, and it just sounded like he was just singing tracks. So that was fun. And then, yeah, about 4 months after that, we put on our last show at Dicey Riley's in Wollongong. It was kind of a disaster, but it was the first gig that we had actually put on that we got paid. So that was fucking awesome. It's also the first night I ever did Molly. And the last, actually. I like that shit way too much. Got nicknamed Rem DMA. Supposedly, no one has ever been as happy or loving as me. And that's saying something, because it's the love drug. Yeah, that night really changed my mind about what I wanted to do. The business between me and Sam just faded out. I pretty much just said he could have it. Use the name, whatever. And yeah, our friendship kind of fell apart while I was at uni. It did with like a lot of my friends, just because I was so busy. I was up in Sydney 7 days a week. I got a job at the penguin enclosure at the aquarium up there, so I was traveling 5 hours a day there and back, minimum, 7 days a week for 2 years. I was just tired all the time. And yeah, now I'm in Melbourne. Gone back to uni, started a couple weeks back, and yeah, funny enough, 2 of the dudes from Sydney are in my first class that I had, so that was fucking hilarious. Shout out to Bo and Nick. It's a small world. Anyway, let's get back on track. I just rambled for like fucking 15 minutes about my uni and music. God damn it. I think I started this whole talk about wanting to get into doing fucking psychedelics. So yeah, I really, really have been looking into it. I've never done acid. I've never done shrooms. I'm pretty keen on it. They are not party drugs. I think that's like my problem with it is like all the people I know through my life that's done it, they have this like concept that hallucinogenics and psychedelics and stuff are party drugs, which I totally disagree with. Especially like psilocybin and shrooms and stuff. Like I very much believe that these are like spiritual drugs, and I don't mean spiritual as in like religious or like ghosts and shit. I mean just like within yourself. I know a lot of stories about people that have taken these drugs and have just had like huge experience, life-altering experiences. My friend Sam Cooper, he was so Ben Cooper, who was Ben, who I talked about earlier, briefly. He passed away a couple years back. He was my best friend, and Sam Cooper's his older brother. And yeah, I've known him. I knew him before I knew Ben, just because of my sister was at school with him. Have a very dear place in my heart for that guy. Just fucking crack up. One of the smartest people I've ever met. He was telling me that he'd taken acid not long after Ben had passed away, and he was quite a religious guy. Like the whole family was. Ben not so much, for like a fair few years before he passed. But yeah, Sam was very angry about everything, and he felt guilty about being angry. He was just very lost. So he went into a rainforest where he used to go, and he took acid. And by what I got from what he was telling me was that he pretty much had an argument with God. And I don't think he's like atheist now. Probably more agnostic. I just know he doesn't follow religion anymore. And I think that was like the huge life-altering thing that happened to him. But the thing he said to me, and I've held this very dear since the day he said it, was the biggest eye-opener he got from that experience was that he realized it's okay to be angry. Like, and I mean like angry, like hulking it. It's okay. Something happens that just triggers you like that. It's okay to feel that, and it's okay to express that. I don't mean go around beating people up or abusing people, but just like, if you want to fucking scream at the top of your lungs, scream at the top of your lungs, smash shit that's yours. I don't care. It's okay. It's a huge, huge thing that I hold dear to me, is that it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hurt, and it's okay to be lost and not know what's going on in your life. Just like my eyes have been opened by watching the Joe Rogan Experience, professors and stuff that he's talked to about it. It's just like some crazy shit, man. Like some real crazy shit. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that right now. I think I might do like a whole episode on that. I might do like a part episode of like my mentality of it and what I'm feeling at the time, and then the next part will be like after I've done it. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to tick off my list. So I will leave a description in the link, and if you look up TheWizzaHands on YouTube, it's TheWizzaHands, and I don't mean like wizard hands as in like I'm peeing or I'm intelligent. If you know what a whizzer is and you smoke weed, you'll kind of get the gist. So it's like Edward Scissorhands, but I'm the WizzaHands because I chop a mad mix. But it's also me just like, I'm throwing everything in the mix. I'm just chopping it up a little and just talking a whole lot of shit. Probably do a bunch of these stoned as fuck. Find smoke marijuana very therapeutic. A lot of people say to me that, like, but don't you realize that when you smoke marijuana, you become more lazy and like lethargic about stuff? And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm like that anyway. Like, when I smoke weed, I get more excited and enthusiastic about stuff than I would normally. I suffer pretty bad depression and anxiety, so like my whole look on life is just fucking bipolar as shit. So smoking weed really helps that. I'm a huge advocate for it. I won't even say that like marijuana itself is medicine, because is definitely a drug. And I know drugs are medicine and whatever fuck. But like, I think it's more therapeutic medicine than like clinical medicine. It's the stuff that you get from it that becomes medicine. I don't mean like synthetic marijuana, because that shit creates fucking cannibalistic zombie rapists. I mean like fucking taking the CBD oils and THC oils and shit. Like, yeah. I don't really know what to talk about anymore. I'm pretty fucking tired. I was literally in bed. Not literally, because I would. Yep. I was figuratively in bed, trying to sleep for like the last hour and a half. And I just went, fuck it, I'm hopping up and doing this podcast. So yeah, my name's Remy. As I've said like 5 times, this podcast might get taken down after I upload it, and I might start again. But I feel that I'm just gonna chuck something out there, see how I feel about it, and come back to it maybe in a week or so, and try and fix it up. I don't think I'll be doing these like frequently, because like I have a lot of other shit on my plate. I work all the fucking time, and I'm doing uni, and that shit is just like mind-boggling, because I'm not academic at all. I'm a school dropout. I like never did homework. Most of my knowledge of stuff is like me researching shit itself. I never really followed like the school curriculum too much. I struggle because I feel that I think very differently to majority of people out there. Sorry, I just had a fucking cat fur in my eye. Fucking cats. Yeah, I feel that I think very differently to people out there, and I have come to the realization recently that, one, that's probably a huge part of my depression. I don't feel that I like can connect as well with a lot of people. That's why I feel that I've always kept my groups kind of small but diverse. They're all very different people, from all different countries and backgrounds as well, which is pretty fucking cool. Not a lot of people get to experience that in their life. Yeah, so I've also realized that I'm probably going to struggle with that for like the rest of my life, and there's people out there that deal with this all the time, and I think it's such a terrible thing. And if you can find something that makes you happy, that doesn't cause other people harm or grievances, then go for it. It's your body, it's your life, and yeah, we don't get a lot of it. Like I just realized, like while I was laying down, it's probably the reason that I hopped up. Actually, was that if you live to 100 and you get like the average amount of sleep each day, you've like slept for 40 years of your life. That is crazy. So like you only really lived to 60 if you didn't sleep. I just can't get that out of my head. Like, a lot of my life I slept like 12 hours a day, right? But then like on other times I barely fucking slept. I suffered pretty bad insomnia in high school, and there's like times where I just stay up for like 86 hours. Just fucking doing nothing for 86 hours straight, and then I sleep for like a day. So bad. But yeah, this is the TheWizzaHands. Please contact me through my YouTube channel. Contact me at thewizzahands@gmail.com.au. Again, that's TheWizzaHands@gmail.com. And send me in some stuff. Send me some stuff that you want to hear some stupid idiot discuss. And let's make it a little bit more exciting. Eventually, I'm gonna have some guests and shit in here. Well, not in here, because I live like fucking far away from everyone. Like even the people that live down this way that I know, I still live like ages from them. So I'll probably have to do it like via Skype or something. But yeah, I would like to have some discussions go on. They'll probably get pretty heated. I get pretty locked into how I feel about things, and if I feel that people are just like ignoring that because they're just like locked into one premise of how they think, then I'll argue that, because I'm very open to having my mind changed about things, which I don't feel a lot of people are. You get stubborn with your belief systems, which is why I have a huge problem with religion and politics. I totally agree with Joe Rogan that the political systems of like America and Australia and majority of like democratic countries is so outdated. I don't mean like all of it. I just mean like having one person control that many people. Like the population growth of America since presidents have been around is phenomenal. Like to have one person looking over 320 million people, not including all the undocumented people in that country, it's just fucking ridiculous. And like having a popularity contest to see which people like more to have control of country is just stupid. People are fucking stupid, and we don't understand what we like, and we like things for a small period of time, and we change our minds on them very quickly and very abruptly. And yeah, like I bet you half the people that voted for Trump just like fucked themselves up by doing that. Like they got home afterwards and they were just like, oh, I don't like fucking Trump. I didn't even fucking like watching his show. That guy's a fucking douchebag and a sexist and a racist, and he's gonna fuck our entire country up. But you know what? At least he's not fucking Hillary Clinton and has like over 80 fucking names of dead people assigned to fucking conspiracies that just randomly disappear. Fuck. Sorry, I fucking hate the Clintons. They're fucking disgusting people. Shouldn't vote someone in because of their sex. Shouldn't vote someone in because of their race. Like, as much as I was happy that Obama got in, I still hated that a lot of people voted him in just because he was a black guy. Like, yeah. And then there's like our political system. We've had like trying to think. So it was like Kevin Rudd got in. He got kicked out. Julia Gillard took his place. They kicked her out and replaced her with Kevin Rudd again because of the next election. So then Tony Abbott got in. He got kicked out. Turnbull replaced him. He got kicked out. And fucking Scott Morrison, the fucking Hillsong cultist church motherfucker, got in. And it's like between Scott Morrison and fucking douchebag can't even talk properly, whatever his name is. I don't even know. I don't have like faith in anyone in any political system at the moment, except for the fucking Prime Minister of New Zealand, because that woman is a strong motherfucker, and I believe that if there was more leaders out there like her, we could actually get some shit done. 'Cause at the moment, we're just in a terrible place worldwide. It's just terrible. I should probably get some sleep though. So yeah, all I'm gonna say is that I like to talk a lot of shit about a lot of shit that I don't understand or have in-depth knowledge on. I like to speculate on things. I love conspiracies, so hit me up about conspiracies. Talk to me about drugs and my mind state of drugs. I have a lot of ideas about what we do wrong with that stuff. Fucking meth. Except that shit. This is terrible, terrible shit. I love music. Any music that you want me to review or whatnot, I'll do that. Eventually, I'll probably do just like a couple of review videos on like software and fucking types of microphones and producers and vocalists and fucking anything. Like, I'll sit there and talk about how much I fucking love Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Archer, and that you should definitely fucking check out Black Books and IT Crowd if you haven't. I will argue to myself that I was like the first person out of like a lot of people in my area that watched The Mighty Boosh when it started, and I love that shit. And if you watch that and you don't understand it, good, because you're not fucking supposed to. It's like a fucking acid trip on television. But check out The Mighty Boosh. Watch it from season 1 to season 3. Don't just be like all the bitches out there. And I don't mean women. I mean just whingy bitches. That started watching season 3 and said it was the best new show ever when it'd been out for years. But anyway, yeah, fuck man. I will just ramble about anything. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on things and like talk to you about stuff that I've experienced recently and whatnot. So like if I see a show, I might talk about the band and just like talk a little bit about the history of the band. I'm definitely need to get some information, back this shit up, because it's like a lot of the time my mind just drifts, if you haven't noticed already, and I'll end up in a totally different area, considering I started talking about psychedelics and told you about my music career. It's just kind of a trip. And on that note, I will leave you all. Have a great life if you decide not to ever fucking listen to me again. If not, share it around. Let people know. And we'll get some shit off the ground. Yeah. So, thanks for listening. If you made it through the whole podcast, I don't favor you as an intellectual person. Nah, I'm kidding. You're probably one of the best people out there, 'cause you're smart enough to understand that I don't give a fuck about anything other than just living life, making your loved ones happy, fighting the good fight, fuck the industry and all that shit. Anyway, yep. Peace out, motherfuckers. Hashtag hustle, grind, humble, focus. Check out my socials. I am Remy D. Remy Dean Official on Instagram for both of those ones. Remy Dean Official is my personal account. I am Remy D is my music account. Check out Remedy on SoundCloud, Spotify. I think it's on like Apple Music, iTunes, Deezer, and all that as well. Check out Big Voo. Check out Cherry Earhart. Yeah, just share that shit round, and if you get the chance, do something kind today. Make someone happy, and don't listen to anyone that says doing things to make other people happy to make yourself happy is selfish, because you should feel good when you help someone. It's called the drug effect in your brain, you stupid motherfuckers. So, yeah, I'd rather have people helping people and feeling good about it. than having people not help people and abusing the ones that do feel good about helping people, right? Cheer. Anyway, it's Remedy. It's good talking to you all. That was a fucking long 50 minutes of me just sitting here fucking rambling. So, yeah, good night.